What's going on? It's Justeeni here. I am finally making a video about Xin-xi. I've been playing a bunch of games with Xin-xi, and I just couldn't find something interesting about them. Like, all the games was just, oh, I make giants, and the giant spam either works or it doesn't. But in classic Justeeni fashion, I found a way to make Xin-xi actually interesting enough to make a video about. And you're about to see one of the most incredible games I've played in quite a while. Hold on to your horses or other animals that you might need to hold on to, because this game is going to get absolutely ridiculous. This was against a 1700 elo Imperius player that I just found in a random match. But let's get right into things. First off, turn 0. We're going for the turn 0 upgrade. Why am I doing this? If you see this lighthouse, go for it. Every time. This is why. Turn 2 meditation. Turn 2. No other tribe can do this, by the way, except for like Imo, who gets it on turn 0, but turn 2 meditation. And we have that upgraded capital already. This is going to get ridiculous. We can get Philo pre-cap, by the way. This is a small lakes, which you might be wondering, why am I getting meditation and Philo on a small lakes? I'm doing it because I can. It's good for the content. If you're to do this opening, do it on a normal lakes or like a small continents. This is very risky, but I don't care. Because the fun thing with small lakes is because you're pretty much guaranteed to be on 3 cities unless your suburbs get stolen. You're gonna see 3 cities is all I need. I see the pun on the ruin. I can't really kick them off, but the thing is, this player's good at the game, so they were expecting me to kick them off. I get a ton of vision because Xin-xi can get those really nice explorers because they already have climbing. They open the ruin, they get something. I will reveal a little later what they get. You'll maybe be able to figure it out. I can finally start attacking on turn 7 because I already have that ultra piece. And now what's the plan from here? Let's take a look at this. So this is a live game. What's the idea here? What should I go for? There's a few ideas. Do I want to get a quick giant with mining, farming, or like smithery? What do I do here? Do I just go farming? Do I go like riding roads? What's the plan here? Well, I actually go archery first, which seems pretty weird, but I just want to keep things nice and safe because I'm fine taking things a little slow. I have Philo. Take out that warrior, make another archer, just to ensure that everything is well defended. And yeah, what do you think the opponent got from the ruin, by the way? You'll be able to tell later. You will be able to tell, but what do you think they got? They get farming now. Start upgrading. Because I have a lot of farms here. I have like no mines, which is really unusual for Xin-xi. But thankfully, because I have Philo, I can actually adapt to that instead of just being, oh, guess I lose. Nope. We have Philo. We don't lose when we have Philo. You get a star rune, which is amazing here. I can do some nice pressuring, have this warrior on a defense boost. Get construction here. Yes, construction. And maybe you guys can see the vision here. It's a beautiful vision. You'd love to see it. My opponent just doesn't attack. That's really weird. Why would I draw attention to this? Why wouldn't they attack? I mean, this is just a free warrior here. And this is too. Or you can just trade units. I go for this push. You know, putting a lot of pressure in the front line. These archers as support is going to cause a lot of problems where the opponent just look at this. Now they finally start killing these warriors. And they place down an altar piece. What the heck? That's what they got from the ruin. They got a climbing ruin from like the ruin right here. And then they got a meditation ruin. That is right. Philo v Philo. The opponent actually doesn't pick up Philo till later, which is really weird. They were 1700. You'd think they're good at the game. I don't know. I guess I am putting a lot of pressure on them. But you'll see how things develop in this game. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to stay on 3 cities for the rest of the game. The opponent is going to have 6 cities, and they also have Philo and a strong defense with these catapults now. Now I pick up my third and final border growth. And I'm getting ready for the markets. I have exactly enough for my market after making this rider. Now they get a giant in the front. Move these catapults up to really bother me. I get an explorer rune, which is okay, I guess. I mean, the vision's pretty useful, I guess. Yeah, I can see that city. But yes, Imperius has a sneaky city back here. But I pick up trade, get the markets, but the opponent responds right back, getting trade on the same turn. Now I get forestry so I can chop. Get my... What on earth? I'm using construction as Xin-xi. How often do you see this? Nope, no mining. Philo, archery. Archery is actually pretty normal for Xin to get. But like archery and trade and construction, what on earth? I have 30 star per turn with just 3 cities, and I haven't even placed my final market. The opponent's going crazy with their economy too, which is really scary because again, they're really close to Philo. And they have a pretty big city advantage. I get chivalry now because I'm kind of worried about these catapults. I'd poke away at this with a nice road play. I was setting up a second one if I wanted to, but I felt like it wasn't necessary. Unfortunately, they can see my knight. They play around it, mostly. This is a live game, and I will say at this point, going forward, the opponent's under some serious time pressure. And I'm going to start to be under some serious time pressure too, because one unfortunate consequence of being on just 3 cities is you have less time, because part of the increment is based on how many units and cities you have. So that's going to come into play. And the opponent just doesn't have any time left in their bank, so they're struggling on time as well. I advance my giants, try to pressure. I get strategy, I get a vet warrior. I'm prepared for diplomacy. Just doing everything except getting smithery, basically. I get a nice chain on this knight. And I'm setting up everything so I can safely get a cloak. Sure enough, they've got another knight in their capital. And the opponent just wants to spam knights and just say, I have a unit advantage, so I'm going to win that way. They're going to chip away at this giant, which is really annoying. I only have 3 giants as Xin-xi, which is also really weird. But I'm getting another giant. I've still got a knight on the map. They have to play around that. My markets are getting developed. Let's get another giant. There we go. Classic Xin-xi. Lots of giants, but still no smithery, by the way. They're trying to advance, trying to pressure me, because if they pressure me, then I'm not going to be able to win the game. So this is very smart by the opponent, taking every chance they can to make things tough for me. I can get my cloak in, though. They can't do much about that, and their giant is overextended, so I managed to take it out. Take this warrior out, too. Why not? And I get this beautiful cloak here. Now I go mining smithery, make some more units. Now I can start to get some swords at the front. That's why I get smithery, and also I need mining to get another giant. You're going to see a lot of giants this game. They're able to do a really nice chain here. Get a nice vet. Take everything out. This 1 HP catapult's actually quite annoying. They chain. They can't deal with this cloak though, so this cloak is going to land. I get a nice chain here. Nice vet knight. Archer's poking away. Get another knight. I have to be very careful with every single unit I produce at this point because I only have 3 cities. Every single unit has to be intentional here. Which is why I'm making swords in the front line, get another giant, get another knight. I just need to just pile on as much pressure and be able to actively defend here. I've got this giant trying to be very annoying with this. They get another nice chain. They're trying to trade my giants off, but they just can't quite get this one. It's at 12 HP, it's going to barely survive, which is going to prove to be very detrimental for them. They get another giant and another giant. I advance this giant to just be really painful for them. Get another knight chain. Chain through all of this. Vet, assign, kill the catapult finally. Move this back, get a mindbender. I said I was being very intentional with these units, and this mindbender may be the most important unit. I'm not just saying that because the Fat Funny mindbender. I love mindbenders. Oh my goodness, please subscribe for more mindbenders. No. This mindbender wins me the game. Don't believe me? Keep watching. You will see how this mindbender wins me the game. So I try to push the mindbender right here, but I'm a little silly. I didn't cover this tile. I think if I did cover that, maybe it would have pushed there. Hold on. Yeah, because it's counterclockwise first. Then clockwise, yes, it would have pushed there, but I didn't have enough units to block. Oh well, not too big of a deal. Sets me back a turn, but I can actually position the mindbender in a better spot than this tile anyway. My opponent's still making a ton of knights, by the way, and defenders to just prevent my knights from chaining and taking advantage of my lack of ranged units now. I try to get this sword in a port. Maybe you can see where this is going. And I'm sending all these giants back. I get spiritualism, cripple my economy a little bit, but I need this defense bonus here because I need to keep this front line as secure as possible, and I don't want them to just throw a ton of knights and just somehow sacrifice them all, kill this giant, and then start working towards here, chain through everything. That would really suck. So this is why I get spiritualism. And you can see the point of this Mindbender. Oh my goodness, look at how many giants it can heal at once. And it's going to be huge, literally. They hit my boat, which is kind of rude. They get a giant push though, so they're able to defend. This giant is unfortunately dead. This is my first giant that I'm going to lose. But I'm able to pressure here again. The time pressure, they're actually not able to train all the units that they want to because of that. I get more defense bonus with the spiritualism, more knights, another defender here, sword, knight, and I have another raft here. Again, maybe you can see the idea here. But they're going to be able to get rid of all these. But unfortunately, they cannot deal with what I'm about to set up. I've been lacking ranged units this whole time. And yep, there it is. Unfortunately, I thought this would die. If I shot this instead, it would have been a bit better. So I missed out on a dagger, which is kind of sad. But this Mindbender is going crazy. I'm going to be able to set up another bomber. You can actually see there's a village like over here, one of these two tiles that I can reach. But I don't want to send this raft here because I need to defend now because the opponent's doing a really good job just trying to pressure these giants. And you can see this Mindbender, this absolutely gorgeous Mindbender. They chain through, again, really big chain, but they can't actually attack into me. They're trying to pressure as much as they can, stop my chains by just having everything there. But I'm able to take out another giant, and every giant I take out weakens their defense in the long term. Their giants are finite. Even though they have such a big city advantage, they're struggling to get the giants they need. They managed to chain through here, hit my bomber, which really sucks. I still have this bomber up here, which they cannot reach. They make a catapult to just try and defend because the problem is I have so many giants, then the knights aren't going to help against that. I get another bomber, splash, go around, chain again, chain here, slap that, giant kills. And now you're going to see again, their problem is these giants, and thank goodness I have this Mindbender because I just healed all of my giants and they're all going to come like an avalanche over here. Oh my goodness. And they just lost their giants because my bombers, they cannot deal with this. They just don't have any way of defending this. They can try to kill this giant, but they just can't quite. They get another giant just trying to get anything they can on defense. They get another... I don't even know. They get a giant, but unfortunately it's siege. And now this bomber is safe. I get another bomber, kind of forcing them to use a knight if they want to deal with this. The siege is devastating. They can't push another giant. They just spent like so many monuments and stuff here, and these tiles are blocked anyway. And this is what I mean when I say this Mindbender won the game, because these big and healthy giants proved to be too much for the opponent. And after 29 turns of having half the cities of the opponent on a small lake, just 3 cities to my name, that's all I need, even though the opponent also had Philo here. That's how you get things done. Xin-xi, Philo, for the content. This is how you should play Xin-xi. Changing my mind. Oh my goodness though. This was one of the most fun games I've played in a while. But seriously, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.